Why? Why, YouTube? Why? I don't understand. All right, are we? Let me get Bill Gates on the phone. I'll just, yeah. Okay, maybe. Yeah, next time, I guess, yeah, you guys are just going to have to look at me all the way until 10 o'clock tonight because clearly, if I leave the camera view, YouTube goes, well, I guess the stream's over with. So maybe I just need to have like a dummy I can put right here when I go off to do the seismic thing. That is really bizarre. Okay, we're still here. Everybody's still here. Is everybody rejoining? God, I don't even know what's going on. This is my life, by the way. Anytime I'm trying to do something, I'm set up, I have the resources, I have everything ready, and then I get Minnesota killjoyed. It's just bizarre. So let's see. Hot mic, yes. Okay, so here we go again. Please let me know if the mic is yes, I need to bring River. I need to bring Rover in as a stand-in. So okay. So many crazy things happening. Part 3. Here we go. All right, now I can see what's going on. Yes, I'm rolling off into the abyss actually as I move off of screen. So sadly, I am just going to have to move the camera around. And I guess maybe when it goes to a static image, I mean, is it happening almost literally as soon as I leave? It's bizarre. I've never seen that. Okay, so anyway, sorry. Oh, speaking of River, come here. Come on. River. River, come on up here. Come on. Say hi to everybody. And the other dogs, Ripley and Ranger. We got lots of dogs. Lots of dogs. All right, go. Okay, sorry. All right, here we go. The goodest dog. Yes. Okay. Here, where were we again? All right, here we go. Sorry, this is going to be a long day, guys. It's only 3:30. Woof. Okay, let's actually talk about some stuff again. Sorry. Takes me back to my old YouTube days. Okay, third time is charm. Yes, hopefully. Let's just not leave camera. I'm just going to be on camera literally until 10 o'clock tonight. So, yeah. Shayna said, okay, yeah, I am going to have to bring River in as a stand-in. There he is. So I'll just put him in the chair every time I move. Okay, Michael, a request. More full gameplay videos whilst we wait for delivery. Yes, I will be actually doing that. In fact, one of the ideas is to obviously start putting out some demos. By the way, tell me if my mic is not good or bad. I just don't have my cans on. So the idea is, I am going to be putting out new gameplay videos for solo, for Euro, as well as co-op. And I sure hope that that everybody finds those modes just as entertaining as the main mode. I have much development to do, and I will be putting out some stuff, for all of that. And of course, as we get closer to manufacturing, some more final gameplay videos, as well as Tabletop Simulator will, of course, be updated with all the final factions, boards, cards, blah, 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 blah. So you get the idea. I will absolutely be adding more videos, Michael. I really appreciate that. Thanks for asking. I don't know why anybody ever wants to watch me play my own game, but that's crazy. Okay. Garen, miniature topic. Oh, were we talking about the buildings and and hexes? So let's talk about why you should upgrade. Yes, that is the question that initially crashed it. So here is a standard mountain hex. Okay. I don't know if that this thing won't actually, focus. But anyway, trust me, it says mountain. So anyway, here we have a mountain hex. And on the board, of course, it just looks like that, and that'll be what it looks like. With the terrain expansion, now it looks like that. So now, is that gratuitous? Yeah, it's a little gratuitous. However, let me tell you what isn't gratuitous about it. This allows you, because it takes up the entire hex, this allows you to make sure that you can see the pathing on the board for your units. Cysmic has lots and lots and lots of movement. So the idea of being able to get around the board, you need to be able to see very easily, very quickly, how to maneuver across hexes. So the problem is when you see this among a sea of hexes of all kinds of different, designs, variables, other things, you might as a player make a mistake as you're, and not to say that you would land on it, because obviously if you land on it and you go, you'd be like, oh shoot, I can't be here, I need to move to a different hex. The problem is, what I find about Cysmic, the reason I think the mountains are very handy is because when you move your units, you obviously are making those steps, but a lot of people don't count those hexes out. They just look at the number of hexes away and they just go, okay, I'm moving here. And they move their units 5 places, which is fine, or 4 places or 3 or whatever. They don't necessarily look at the path. And so the path in Cysmic can be blocked by units. It can be blocked by abyss hexes, which is the lava. It can be blocked by mountains, lakes, and enemy units, and even your own units that are already in combat in a hex. So you have obstacles to constantly go around. And one of the things that I find without the mountains, and I've played many, many conventions without the mountains are relatively new in the last few years, but people would make minor errors without the mountains on the board. The second thing without the mountains is, this is another hex here. This is a settlement hex. So again, I don't know if you can kind of see settlement there at the top. This printing was very glossy. It's just horrendous. So anyway, the settlement hex has a 3 on it. You can pretty much see it at a distance. Again, this is not zooming very well, but you can see it at a distance from across the table really easily. You put a little flat disc on it, like a little translucent disc in your color for the core version. However, when you play with the terrain expansion, now there is and this is a 3 level, and I'm fearful of going to get more, but this is a settlement building. And I know, again, you can't see it very well, but there are 3 pipes on the back here. Let me see if I can, maybe we can see a little better there. So there are 3 pipes on the back of this, and that represents not only the influence of that building, but it also shows you at a glance on the table where that building is, also based on height, because all the buildings are various heights. So when you take over that building, you're actually dropping your miniature control flag that fits right in there. And now across the table, any player can see at a glance where all of your influence locations are and what the value of them are. So the higher the building is, immediately at first glance, the higher the building, the more influence it has. And again, the differences in height are very extreme. Like the camp is very short. It's about 1/3 of this. And then the outpost is half of this. And then this is a settlement. And then even Colony City is slightly larger than that. So the idea is that I think personally, as a gamer, not just as again, you guys know I haven't really been trying to sell anybody on anything. The yes, the higher the tower, the greater the power. Oh my gosh, look who it is, Clementine. I know you. The I do like that. The higher the tower, the higher the power. So the greater the power. So the thing is as a gamer, I designed Seismic because I like games, and it was something that I wanted for ages and ages and ages. So I designed it where I want, I designed it as if I see the faults and the issues in other games when I play them, and I go, great game, but there's there's problems, there's little problems, not problems like gameplay or design or anything like that, but there's problems like where you they either make things too hard to read, they make things too hard to either deal with, or things are too hard to grasp at a glance. It becomes very difficult to parse data on the board. So in lieu of me looking at a huge flat board and at a distance, hopefully seeing ones, twos, and threes out there, what I can now do at a distance is see the height of buildings at a glance from all the way across the table and the color of the flag on top. So I think as a gamer, not as a publisher, not as a designer who's doing gratuitous over the top stuff, if you read the page and you looked at all of my miniatures and I said, these are miniatures with a purpose, that's the point, right? It's like we all love our big fancy crazy miniatures, but the idea is that the miniatures need to look like what they are supposed to be doing. So the idea of a power mech, of course, here's a the power mech, and it's just regular resin. The idea of a power mech, you're reminded that this thing is jumping. It's on a jet stream. It's way up in the air, and that is a big key point of this unit. You need to understand that. So from a distance, that is a functional unit, because again, and it's also imposing when you see this thing coming, when it's on the table, everybody just goes, ugh, okay, now there's a power mech on the table, everybody look out. You should feel like that. These things are meant to be huge in the game universe. You should feel like, oh my gosh, so-and-so's got a power mech where everybody look out. Every single unit should feel like it does what it looks like it should be doing what it's doing. And the same thing with the buildings, the same thing with the terrain. I really do like the overall table presence. And again, could it be said to be gratuitous? I don't know. I mean, what's gratuitous anymore? I mean, I've got board games over here that, they give me art prints and books and enamel pins, and it doesn't give me any gameplay. If we're going to spend money and we're going to throw a bunch of money at a game project, make a game. Don't give me a bunch of nonsense crowdfunding stuff. No offense to any of the other guys out there that are doing all this, but that's why I was very reluctant to just be like, hey, here's a art print for a stretch goal. I wanted a stretch goal to be like a real stretch goal. So, like, hey, let's make the game better. That's what we're here for. We're here to play the game. So anyway, yes. Yeah. Okay. So that was Garen. Did you answer my question? Yeah. Okay. So that was the idea about miniatures, how they affect gameplay, the terrain, and all that. So sorry. Yes. Earlier, I don't know why the stupid thing crashed in the middle of that. Okay. You know the rules. Why would you know the rules? Why wouldn't we want to watch you play it? Lots of people actually do know the rules now. In fact, many people, they know the rules, and they come in to conventions and things who have played the game. I will say, and again, this is a little bit of a flex, because I like this feedback. This is some of my favorite feedback about Seismic at conventions. I have introduced the game to people at a convention, and obviously, as you guys know, anybody who's here in the stream, you probably know it looks like a chore to learn, and that is so not the case. Is it a big upfront learn? Yes, it is. But a lot of games are. I mean, good Lord, I get these games in and the rule book is half an inch thick, and you got a billion components and all that. It's not, Seismic is not a hard game. It really isn't. And the one thing that I absolutely love is when I teach the game at conventions, I have people come back around at a convention the next year, a year later, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to set this up and I'm going to run. And then and there's people waiting to play it. And somebody from last year who literally I don't know, who just played the game one time, I taught him the game. And after like playing a game about 3 turns, you know the game. You really do know the game. Everything feels intuitive. Everything feels right. And sure, there's some oddities here and there, some weird, I won't even call them edge cases. It's more like just sub rules or little sub mechanisms that you may not know the exact, scenario for in that moment. But overall, lots of people really do know the rules for it, because once you get taught the game, you can teach it pretty much forever. And of course, that's what's going on in TTS over on Discord. There's so many people over there playing the game. They don't need me. This game's been played hundreds of times, thousands of times at conventions, hundreds of times on TTS through Discord. Everybody over there teaching it, they know every rule. It's just, and of course the rule book is out there as well. It's not a hard game. Okay. Any chance of miniature add-ons for the lakes or caves? Let me tell you, I almost did a stretch goal that was the equivalent of the mountain, but specifically for the lake. I can't do the cave, and I'll tell you why. But the lake, I was going to do basically a flat, not flat, but probably 3 millimeters thick, something like that, of a wavy blue ocean-looking tile in the same size as the hex of the mountain. Once again, for reasons of when you're looking across the board, that you want to be able to see where your units can go. And obviously you can't go on a lake hex or anything. You don't want to go on a mountain hex. You don't want to go on a lake hex. So the idea is I was really, really wanting to do it. And honestly, there's only 6 lake hexes in the whole game. There's 1 per terrain. And I thought, the mold for that costs it's like another $1,000 for the freaking mold. And I'm just like, ah. And then, the actual hex itself, the translucent blue plastic, it wouldn't even be hardly anything to add it to the game. But, again, it's more weight. It's, there's more weight. There's more, packaging. It takes up space. And I mean, I'm trying to fit everything in this cube already. And I just thought, it's just too much. So I backed off of it. The cave, by the way, I can't really do a cave miniature because it would need to be the opposite of a mountain, right? I mean, it would need to be, it'd need to look like this. Yeah. and obviously it can't go underneath your table. So unless you're going to take like a drill and drill a hole through your table so the cave makes sense, I just couldn't do it. The cave also is it's a hex that you can still stand on with your units. Your units have the option to go through the cave. So you can put units on that hex. On lake hexes and mountain hexes, that's also part of the reason that this exists, is that you cannot stand on a mountain. There is no mechanic in the game that allows a unit to stay on the same hex as a mountain. So that's also the idea that on why I wanted to do the lakes and the mountains together. It was just one of those things. And let me tell you, I have not, I shouldn't even say this because these things do get recorded and then you can go watch it later. But I have not given up on the lake hexes since there are only 6. It just kind of depends on where the finances are. Gosh, speaking of finances, where are we? Does anybody know where are we at with funding? I haven't even looked in so long. Oh my gosh, we're about $1,000 away. Holy cow. We're about $1,000 away from from new art. Oh my gosh. This is this is insane. So anyway, yes, that was the miniatures for the lakes and caves. I have not given up on the lakes specifically. I can't do caves. It just doesn't make practical sense for the game for me to do caves. But I have not given up on the water hexes. Maybe if we get, substantially more, from, if we go beyond even 250, I mean, I don't know how many hours we have left now. It's 3:45 my time. So we're a little over 6 hours away from ending the campaign. I don't know, maybe depending on where we are at the end, maybe if we're, over 250, maybe I can try to swing it. I have no idea. So yes, I'm thinking about it. It's on my mind. And it's easy, it's easy to do. It doesn't take anything. There's no gameplay rules. It doesn't do anything. It's just poof, you get a cool looking blue hex. Clementine, thank you so much for being here. Congrats on everything. You know what I'm congratulating you on. And then thank you so much. I am so thankful for you. I really appreciate it. Clementine is a very close friend and coworker of mine. She works in my department for my daytime job. And she was kind enough. I drug her over here kicking and screaming, sort of. She came over one night years ago and played Cysmic on Halloween night. And, she didn't know what she was in for. She's not a hardcore board gamer. She's more of an RPGer, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I dragged her over here. She played it, and she and her group literally wanted to watch the world burn. And we all had a fantastic time that night. She brought a bunch of people over to play. Thank you so much. And again, I hope everything is well at home for you right now. Sea Otter, I know you had mentioned sleeves, dice, neoprene mat in the comments. Has there been any update to what possibly will be added to the pledge manager? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't. I have some issues. Hey, River. I have some issues. You might see a nose pop up here. I have some issues with the fulfillment where anytime I add a bunch of things that are not going to be in the main box, there's pick and pack fees that come from that. It's if I even add one little bag of dice that is outside of the main game box, now that's an order, not just a unit to be sent. Now there's an order that has to be built. What that means is now in a distribution facility, somebody has to grab a box, which, by the way, they have to grab a box that says washes or not washes. And so already they have to pick the right box. Then when they pick the box, now they have to look at the printout and it shows, oh, hang on, I got to get a box that has a wash and I need to add dice. And then, okay, now we throw the dice in the box with that, and then poof, they put a label on it and it goes out. But now the next one is, okay, this person bought, a game, no wash, they want sleeves and they want dice, but they're not getting a mat, and it's just, it's one of those things that it's a factorial problem that the more items you add that are not inside the box, the greater number of combinations of orders you can make. So it becomes just exponentially more difficult to manage all of this. And for my first time of managing a whole campaign, it's a lot. I mean, I've already got a lot, but again, I've done my research. I've got the right companies. I've got the right people behind the scenes, making sure that this is going to be fulfilled properly across the world. And let me tell you, I am the kind of person, I know this may come as a surprise to all of you. I am the kind of person who loves data. And honestly, if I had my way, if it made any fiscal sense whatsoever, I would personally, and I would personally pack every single box myself. And even put a little note in there to you if I could. It's just not practical. And it just hurts me so much because I want to, if I could, I want to deliver the box to your doorstep myself at a UPS outfit. But worldwide, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I can't do it. And it drives me nuts because I'm not a controlling kind of person, but at the same time, I also don't trust other people to get done what I how I want things to get done. And I want things to be done in a very, very particular way. So the problem is I have to find the right people. I have to find the right people who, are not just going to do the job, but they're going to do the job right. And they're going to do the job without any kind of problems that I would hope that I would avoid way up front. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to go again, coming full circle. I go off on these tangents to come full circle. The sleeves, dice, and neoprene. I'm exploring it. I'm trying to figure it out. I would love to do it. it's just, oh man, it adds a lot of complexity. And I got a lot on my plate already to finish up all this stuff and get all the modes finished up and the rules written and the wording done correctly and the miniatures sent over. And, it's a lot. So it's on my mind. I do hear you. I'm trying to figure that out. Let's see what else. Garen asks the same thing. Sorry. Okay. Yes. Would you consider releasing art for players to print their own independently? Heck yeah. Why would I not? Sure. Here's the thing. It's me. I'm Jason. I'm not Asmodee. I'm not Simon. I'm not Awakened Realms. Even though I talked to all of them when I wanted to make Seismic, nobody returned my calls. I'm not any of them. I don't have, some kind of crazy, like, this is my IP. It's my, like, you can't do any of that. It's me. If you want to make a mat, just write me an email. Shoot, I'll send you the freaking art for the bottom, and you can take it to your local Kinko's or something. I don't know, whoever will make you a mat for your bottom board. I might even do it myself, for all I know after the fact. If I can't offer it, as an actual add-on myself, I am more than happy. This is what I've been talking about as well with the language options. I am more than happy to have all of the cards and boards, and I'm the one that made those files. I have the original files. So things like cards, they're blank. I use a Google Doc to actually like open up and then edit all the wording and everything. And then I output the files because I have a card maker system that ties the Google Doc together and it generates all the cards for me. So I just go into the Google Doc and just edit, the wording here and there, and then literally hit, export. Poof, here come all the cards. And what I'm going to do for like language editions, even art prints for things like, the boards, things like that, I'll just put that stuff out there, and I will share the Google Doc for the language editions. People can just edit to their heart's content. I don't make any money. They don't make any money. It's more like a fan project. I mean, it's a passion project. That's why I'm here. It's a passion project. So why in the world would I not want that to go on? I mean, just the idea that people in other countries, in other languages want to play my game is just, it's just crazy. I know I will never get tired. I will never get tired of it. So yes, I would absolutely be happy to share the entire bottom board graphic. I will tell you that the bottom board graphic, if you want to print it on neoprene, I have it in not a PSD, I have it in a PSB. And if you're a Photoshop connoisseur, you'll know that a PSD is limited to a 4 gig file. The PSB files are multi-layered, massively high-res files that Photoshop cannot handle in their native PSD format. So PSB, just be prepared. If I share that to you, it is a massive download. So anyway, just keep that in mind. And obviously we can, I'll flatten it and then you can print it, whatever, and it'll be smaller. But anyway, that's you're working with an extremely large file in that particular case. Moving on. Just watched a playthrough on Discord. Yes, I joined that game for a little bit. I was joining it just to kind of check in and see what they were doing. I love how Cyber Bruno and particularly Gilbert, Gilbert, you guys, if you don't know, Gilbert is absolutely amazing. The guy has been with me. He lives down in Costa Rica. Gilbert reached out. And Gilbert, if you're listening at all, remind me. I believe that Gilbert reached out to me when I was trying to figure out how to get a TTS solution done, because I wanted people to start actually. Oh my gosh, are we almost at 100? I mean, oh my God, I don't even know what number we are. 250,000. Sorry. If we, when I started looking at TTS and I tried to figure out how I could add this to their mod system. Somehow or another, I forget how, because we've been together so long, Gilbert is an amazing, talented modder for Tabletop Simulator. And somehow or another, he and I got connected. He's in Costa Rica. I'm in Texas. We're similar time zones, so that helps. But somehow or another, we started chit-chatting and over Discord. And he was showing me some of the other mods that he did for all of the Peterson Games stuff. And I know Peterson Games right now, kind of a bad word. I really do like those guys. I hate everything that happened to them. Side note, I really do. I do hate everything that's gone on with all that. I'm a backer of Peterson game stuff, and I really do love their stuff. Cthulhu Wars and all that. Anyway, he had worked of Peterson game stuff, and everything was really going well. He'd even done some mild development work for him, I think, on hyperspace and some of the other things. So Gilbert and I got along great, and we started working together, and I would send him the files, and he went way over and above. He took the miniatures and then he started like digitally painting them inside of TTS to kind of give them character and style. He did such an amazing job. And Gilbert, of course, over all this time, has learned to play the game exceptionally well. He loves the game. Not only did he do the mod and everything, but he's actually a fan of the game. And I mean, what more could you hope for? When you talk to people in trying to get a board game, most of the time, I know this seems really dour, but at the end of the day, you're paying people, artists and people to develop things and and all that. You're paying for it's a business still. At the end of the day, it's a business transaction. Gilbert has never asked anything of me, nothing ever. He has been with me since 2019, working on Cysmic off and on, making sure the tabletop simulator mod is updated, making sure they get to added all kinds of amazing features to it, scripting, that whole, like, when you press start on the mod and all the board gets generated and the factions get generated and everything is all scripted. It's amazing. I mean, I don't know if he wants money from other people, but I mean, I will give him a plug and say, if you are a designer and you need something done, particularly on tabletop simulator, you really need to talk to Gil. His name is Gilberto Guillen. And I'm always ruining his last name. It's Guillen. And by the way, he is a faction in the game. He earned it earned it a long time ago, but he has never asked anything from me. And he is an amazing friend and an amazing co-worker. I will say 100%. He has gone way over and above and beyond, but he teaches the game. He knows the game very, very well. So if you're looking for somebody to play with, he is phenomenal. And of course, Cyber Bruno, I mean, hey, we all know who Cyber Bruno is too. He is extremely modest. He never wants to, he never wants any credit, but he is, Gilbert, you are in here. Sorry, I didn't scroll down far enough. Gilbert, yes. Oh my gosh. It may have even been 2018, my friend. Holy cow. 2019, somewhere around there. We have been working together for 5 years off and on, and he has put up with my insanity. And I mean, to all of you that know last year's Kickstarter, it was a knife. It was a knife in my heart. The whole Kickstarter, I spent, as you guys know, I've spent tons of money. I spent, I'm not kidding. I spent my life savings. My wife and I made the agreement that, we weren't in it for the money. We just were hoping to make the money back. And that was, it was all my money. There's no other way to put it. I spent, I had accumulated, tens of thousands of dollars in a savings account. And me and my wife were like, I wanted to do this. And I thought initially I was going to need a budget of about 20,000. And I figured, we can make 20,000 back. I mean, look at all these crazy Kickstarters. That was back in like 17 or 18 when, any game that came out, made $1 million. It was insanity. And of course, now here we are in 2024. The economy is different. The needs of what gamers want are different. Big buckets of plastic, as they say, are not as in vogue as they used to be. So anyway, it's just crazy that we've been working together this whole time. So Gilberto, I mean, man, you're the man. Don't and of course, again, Cyber Bruno, we all know Cyber Bruno. Those guys can teach the game inside and out. They all know the rules. I know Cyber Bruno does not want the attention, but again, holy cow, what a go-getter. I mean, most people in the campaign on the outside looking in, they probably do think they do think Gilbert. So they, from the outside looking in, if you don't know me, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, you probably do think I have like this team, this crew of people, the of Star Reach Games. Here's my org chart of all the people that work for me. That's not it. I mean, it's me, it's me. That's it. And that's a little scary at times, but at the same time, you see these kinds of individuals that come into your life, like Cyber Bruno, like Gilberto, and they give you so much support. I mean, holy cow. And it's not because they want something, they don't want anything. Neither one of them, for the record, have ever asked me of anything. Nothing. It's just they do it for the amount of passion and the amount of love of the hobby, the love of the passion that I have and the enthusiasm that I have to try to bring this to market. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just amazing. So yeah, it is. I am so thankful to be surrounded by such amazing people. I do want to do a call out. I don't know if he's in here either, but Sploot, who is backer, literally number one. He is the guy who backed the game right out of the gate. Within, I don't know how he backed it. He backed it in literally 3 seconds. I don't know how he even had the page load. And then somehow he had the page load, hit submit, and like, oh my God, I don't even know. I mean, other people were saying they couldn't even get the game page to load on GameFound when I went live for like the first 60 seconds. So I have so yeah, it is I don't know. He literally backed the game. It's according to GameFound at 9:03 a.m. Or not, sorry, 9:00:03 a.m. That would be more accurate. So he is he is amazing. Sploot, if you're out here somewhere, you need to be a day trader, my friend, because you clearly would make it in the stock market. So anyway, I don't want to get into calling out names. I mean, clearly there's so many people that have been involved in the campaign. But anyway, let's talk about the games again a little bit. I know we're getting really close to our 250 goal. We can do a huge celebration here in just a moment. I do want to catch back up. Bruno has taught it. I've taught several folks, and the actions themselves are very intuitive, though the bonus actions in combat initially threw some folks. That is true, Nathan. That is absolutely true. The combat is the one that I think a lot of people don't quite grok right out of the gate. And I do want to explain that a little bit in a bit, talking about why I chose how the combat operates and what it does. If I explain it conceptually, I think it becomes much more intuitive. But again, even at conventions, there's little, there's that little niggling in your mind of like, oh, am I understanding that correct? And I do want to talk about that. But I think we're at 249, 769. I don't know. You guys are going to have to just tell me when we hit 250, because I can't keep looking back and forth. This is so crazy. We're I guess basically one or two pledges away. Oh my gosh, this is. I don't even understand. See, like Awakened Realms, I'm coming for you. We're next. You're next on my list. We're gonna knock Grim Coven out. They're already gone. Too late. So anyway, new art. Yes, Sploot, you are in here. New art. We're going to blow past it. I don't know about blowing past it, but boy, it sure looks like we're about to get it. I never like to say anything about what we're going to be seeing, but oh my gosh, how amazing. How many people we have in here? 31 people. Oh my God. I can't believe anybody wants to listen to me ramble. So the, yes, new art. And I do, Nathan, remind me, if you're going to stick around for a while, remind me to come back around full circle to the combat. I do want to talk about the combat a bit. $1,400 from 250. Oh my gosh. That was like only a little bit ago. Somebody said we were at 248, 915. I don't know how many pledges we've gained just since I've been sitting here rambling. Greater number of shipping errors that you'll have to account for, as well as more combinations. Yes, I will be printing. I will be printing extra numbers. I know some of this, gosh, I'm already so far ahead and I'm trying to catch up with the comments. I will be printing probably about 10% overage if that is what you were referring to. So about 10% overage in copies. And I have to, for example, I gave this example, I think in one of the podcasts to maybe the guys at Games Overboard, or maybe the guys at the Meeple Dungeon. They are amazing as well. So the idea is, if, for example, let's say I've got 30 copies. Let's say there's 30 copies. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm so sorry. If I send 30 copies over to Australia, for example, I need to actually send 33 copies. And what that really means is, of course, is there's a 10% overage. So the idea is that I run the risk of having say 3 out of the 30 copies either not arriving for one reason or another, or being damaged enough that I will have to, make it right. Being an independent publisher, sending a big box in the mail, it is going to be very, very difficult. And, I know this sounds, it sounds tough, but I'll tell you, I really hope that the community is reasonably forgiving on things like shipping. I know that, I think this community will be wonderful about this, but the thing is that I am worried about sending very, very large boxes in the mail for all this. Clearly, this is going to be a premier game. Clearly, it's going to need to have some love taken when shipping it. I just need to, I need to make sure that if somebody gets a box that is, the size of a calyx shelf, and there's a ding in the corner, like, that is smaller than my fingernail, please be forgiving of that. The hobby is, already an expensive hobby on the backer side, but on the publisher side, particularly for a passion project like this, I am mildly worried that, there will be some scenarios, and rightfully so. People are paying a lot of money for this, but I just really hope that there's not people who want a brand new box or a whole new copy or something because there's a ding in a corner. If there's damage, clearly not a problem. If there's things missing, not a problem. I will 100% make sure all that's right. But please, for the love of all that's holy, don't ask me for a new $300 box of a game because there's a penny-sized ding in the corner of a 13-inch cube. Please, I will literally go bankrupt. So anyway, that's the idea behind what I will be doing for overages. I know that I'm trying to catch up here. So 250, we're so close. Yes, just make the box bigger. Yes, I don't know that I can literally make it any bigger. We're under 1K to go. We could all go in on a group order. Oh my gosh, Garen, thank you so much. You're the best part of an independent publisher. Oh my gosh, thank you. So I don't even know how to respond anymore to some of these just really nice comments. Honestly, I just wanted to make a game. I just wanted to make a game that I hope brings entertainment and joy to everybody else just as much as it's done for me. I think Cysmic is unique. I really do. I believe in it, or else I wouldn't be doing this. But thank you so much. I will tell you, the game now is like a footnote in the experience that I've had dealing with everybody in this campaign through this last month. This month has been a blur. I can't even remember anymore 30 days ago. I don't even know where my mindset was. People change and grow over years and decades of their life. But I will tell you, I feel like my emotional roller coaster that I've been on for literally the last 30 days is just beyond anything that I've ever experienced in such a compacted amount of time. It's just so, oh, wow. It's a lot. Garen, again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Gosh, you guys are just so wonderful. Zero patience. Yes. So nice. Again, why wouldn't I want you to print your own playmat? If you want a playmat, just ask me. I'll give you the files. Again, it doesn't cost me anything. I'm not a publisher who has some kind of weird IP that I'm trying to hold on to. It's a passion project. If you want to do something with it, then by all means. I might even release on BGG a faction card layout that has just fields that you can write in, and you can just make your own factions till the cows come home. You can just put a clear a blank faction board, and then you could print it out, laminate it, and then you can make your own faction on the fly and try out all kinds of crazy ideas that you could come up with. So I think that kind of stuff is oh my gosh, are we $38? I'm trying to scroll up and scroll down at the same time. Anyway, let's keep going. Just yeah. Someone asked in GameFound comments, what is better for Star Reach games? 3 all-ins or 2 all-ins, both with wash? That's a tough one. I mean, honestly, the wash, I like my puns. You guys probably know that from my factions. The washes are a wash. They really are. I don't make a dime off the washes. I did it. I wanted to add, this is really me just being, just throwing myself out there. Okay. I added the wash as an option because I want it. I want it for my own copy. That's literally like, I want a wash on my copy on my shelf. That was why I added it. I look at things like the Nemesis games. I got Skyrise in recently. Skyrise is this beautiful game from Roxley Games. I just got it in briefly, I guess I've had it, I don't know, a couple of months. They have little buildings, and the washes on it are beautiful. Love it. And again, it's not the best washes I've seen, but they're very, very nice. It's very, very good. And so, when I see that, and then I see what I would consider to be the base, standard non-wash quality, I'm like, it's I got to have some kind of color and some detail highlighting, stuff like that. So I added the washes. I added the washes because I want the wash. So I'm literally charging you what they're going to charge me. It's that there's just that many minis to be washed, and so I don't make any money. In fact, let's just be honest, I don't make any money from any of this. It's just absolutely crazy. Let me go back up. I know we're getting really close here. So yeah, someone asked in the comments. Okay, Mike, I answer that. Yes, Gilbert, I think it was a little before that. Sabone, is Sabone. Oh my gosh, am I ruining your name? I'm so sorry if I am. I will try the last name, Munoz. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Yes, 249. We're almost there. And PJ, if that's you, or Shanna, if that's you over at Games Overboard, or even Dan, yes, impressive. It is. It's crazy. I really appreciate it. And Gilberto, of course, we've talked, and Cyber Bruno, you're here too. I mean, my gosh, everybody knows, how much you've done. Let's see. You'll be net negative after the campaign. Yeah, I will never gain my money back. I'd have to sell about 100,000 copies of Cysmic to ever get my money back, I think. Dan is in his own account. Okay, gotcha. I'm still scrolling up and down here. So yes, sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Yes, I will. I mean, I hope one day I have another game. And if you guys listen to the podcast, there's another game I really want to see come to life, called Vitals. I'm not going to talk about it today. It's a game that maybe that will be a hit at some point, because now this is crazy. I can say I'm a board gamer. It's crazy. Not just an aspiring board gamer. So, anyway, the idea is I will hopefully make money at some point in the future on another game. I mean, who knows? I would love to make another game. If this game doesn't kill me first, I will try to make another one. My other games will be much, much cheaper, and they will be much smaller. Cysmic, I'm starting in reverse. I'm kind of the Benjamin Buttons of board gamers, board game designers. I'm starting with my magnum opus first, and I have a bunch of smaller copies that I'm going to be working on later. So, okay, yes, Gilberto, brothers for life, brother. You got it, man. Golly, you've done so much for me. I just can't even tell you. Cyber Bruno. Yes, I want something. I want the game to exist. Yes, dude. I mean, it's going to exist partially because of you, man. Oh my gosh, it's just so crazy. Sploot. Sploot's a G. He is. 3 seconds. Holy cow. I didn't realize it was that fast. Yes. I don't know how you were that fast either. And who knows, what GameFound's clock is like, but holy cow. Pestilence, good to see you. You know you. I know you. Did we do it? Cyber Bruno just dropped out. I like the stock. Nice. Did we do it? We did it. We did it. 250. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is insanity. Who in their right mind spends $250,000 making a board game? Little do you guys know, I've been waiting for my my Lamborghini to arrive in the driveway any minute now. It's about to pull up, and I'm going to be able to write him a check. Thank you so much for my new Lamborghini. So, oh my gosh, this is crazy. 250 guys. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I clearly I need a launch button over here, but if I leave, then the stupid stream ends. So holy cow. I hope everybody is celebrating. I hope everybody's celebrating at home. I actually have Weird Al playing in the background right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I've been shuffling Weird Al songs all day because of the because of the update last night. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh God. Don't go full mythic. It's a joke, Nathan. It's a joke. Oh my God. It's a joke. I would never. Jeez. Let me just pay my mortgage off and I'll move to the Caribbean and you guys will never see me again. Yes, this has been Jason with Mythic Games. God, no, never. I wouldn't be able to even the only thing on my mind is just getting this darn game made because again, we're this is a really sad thing to say. I'm probably my own biggest fan of the game. I love the game. That's why I'm doing this. I love the game. I want to play the game, and I don't want to play my prototype anymore. I want to play a finished copy of the game. That's why I'm doing all this. I wanted to make it, but I didn't want to spend thousands of dollars making a single copy for nobody but me. It just seems silly. And so I figured, well, you know what? Maybe other people want it. That's why I'm here. That's the whole point behind this, right? Yes. I mean, my gosh, it's amazing. Yes, I need a Hot Wheel Lamborghini. That's for sure. Okay, we hit 250. I mean, I'm not even sure. I don't even know. I don't even know how this is. I don't even know how to make any sense of any of this. I mean, oh my gosh. I'm not gonna try to get overly sentimental for any of this right now. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to take all this in because. I mean, holy cow, guys. I mean, I don't even know what to say. This is $250,000. I mean, what independent first-time game maker does this? And you know what? It's not a euro. I could have made a euro and we could have made $500,000, but I wanted to make Cysmic, and Cysmic's not a euro. It's a game that deserves to be made. It deserves it. There's games. Euros are great, and I know I'm constantly probably talking down about euros. I'm not. I'm really not. I have tons of euros. I have more euros in this room than any other type of game. But man, I want to leave the game table with stories, not every week, not every day, but that's what Cysmic is about. It's about playing with your friends, having a good time, talking about it days later, and having such a good memory of something like Cysmic, talking about it as if it happened, as if you don't talk about other games in the form of theme and things were going on and all that. It's one of those that I just think it needs to be made, because I think more games like Cysmic, with theme and with elements of like you're living out a story, but not a story that's been pre-written by somebody else. Seismic is like a sandbox in that you can do anything you want, but it's just the goal is what you care about. And it's just, that's the part I think that is so much, there's just so much different about it than all these other games. And campaign games, um, the story's on rails. You're along for the ride. And again, I love a good campaign game, but at the end of the day, Seismic allows you to tell your own story within the confines of this universe at your own pace, at a frenetic pace, and with interactions that you can't control, but yet you have so much player agency to make decisions based on the things that are constantly coming at you. And I think that is a big deal. I think that more games need to feel like that. And one of the games for you guys that are joining me now, or have been here for a little while, Black Rose Wars is like that. Nemesis is like that. There's so many games in my collection that that kind of give that sense of like you're in control of. Eclipse to some degree feels like that. Twilight Imperium, of course. There's stories to be told depending on the confines of the game you're playing. So I love that kind of stuff. And so, yes, I really want Seismic to be made and to be sent out, and I want people to feel good about it and feel good about their purchase, feel good about the different game modes, and hopefully, there will be something that you find that really sticks with you. It's not just another game in your collection. And so I'm just so thankful that all of this is happening, not just for me and for all of us on the campaign, but I'm just so thankful that it's happening for kind of the industry, because Seismic is not a game that you see anymore. It's Ameritrash games of sorts, which I actually reluctantly call it that, because yes, there's dice and fighting, but that's not necessarily what an Ameritrash game is. Seismic has a lot of strategic decision making. And it's much deeper than I think a lot of people even understand when they first play. It's usually, and again, Bruno and Gilberto and some of the other guys can probably attest to this a bit more. The more you play Seismic, the more you start seeing the layers. And that's what it's so hard for me to get across to people, is that it is not a game you play, you play one or two times and you go, yay, that was fun. It's like you start really thinking about it. And that's the biggest compliment I've ever gotten, is from conventions. I set it up, people play it. They've never heard the game before. They play it. They come back by my table 3 more times during the convention. And they just say, I just can't stop thinking about that. I want to play it again, because I want to play I know the order in which I should do this. And I know this card is this is so much more valuable. I know I need to play this now, and I need to play that earlier. And that's the kind of thing that I think is so cool. What better compliment could you ever hope from somebody to talk about your game than saying, I can't stop thinking about it. And that's kind of what happened to us recently as a gaming group with Black Rose Wars. It was, we never play games more than once or twice in a row. And then a game sits on a shelf for a year and we'll pull it out again. And then, of course, we got to read the rules again. But we have played Black Rose Wars like 4 times in the last month, every Saturday. And it's because the whole game group is going, I want to switch. I want to choose this house of magic. I want to choose this magic school. I want to choose this character, but I want to choose this character mixed with this magic school. There's so much variability in something like that. And that's, I think, the way Seismic is. Every time I play Seismic, I'm like, I want to play this faction because this faction is so different than the other faction. And then the game state changes based on other factions. And, it's like the game is so different every time you play. That I think is the big selling point. So let me go back up here and let's get back. Sorry, I get to rambling about all this. I don't even know what about the 250 anymore. My God. Sploot broke the internet. Yes, he did. Yeah, Sea Otter, you were 43. Yes, number 43. Couldn't get an immortal or prototype. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I know there were so many people who wanted an immortal pledge. So many people. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many emails I had from people who are willing to buy a Immortal Pledge from me even after they were sold out. And I just felt terrible. I felt terrible about it. I literally had no idea that there was going to be that much interest. I threw it out there as just kind of a half, joke pledge. I just did not realize what this was all going to turn into. Holy cow, Sploot. Oh, that's true. You didn't, you did not get an Immortal Pledge. It's yeah, because, well, I mean, how could you? You had to click twice in 3 seconds. I don't think you had any chance to even read. So that is awesome. Oh my gosh, 300,000 JS Omenson, no. 300K, no. Oh my gosh, well, we won't be. I mean, holy cow, that's pie in the sky. I think. I don't think we're going to be seeing those kind of numbers. I mean, holy cow. Of course I said this was insane. Will we be able to see a sample of the wash on Cysmic Minis before the pledge manager is locked? Yes. I would hope so. Yes. I think so. I think that I will be able to do that. It's going to be very, very, very late in the production. When it'll be at least 5 months from now, at least, before the miniatures are created to the point of where I can actually have some samples. And then the wash on them, I think I might be able to get something in the next, hopefully before end of year. And if it's before end of year, I don't plan on locking the pledge manager until probably a couple of months before the final order. Just because, I got to put in the final manufacturing order and make sure everything is all there. So I'll probably leave the pledge manager open for a long time. And if you are unhappy with the wash, if you really don't want it, after seeing it, I'm with you. I think the wash is very expensive. And if it doesn't look good or something, I don't think that's going to be the case. But if it doesn't look good, by all means, don't get it and modify your pledge at that point. So yes, my hope is yes. We'll see. This is all kind of new to me, as much. I don't know timing and things like that. But if I have the option, I will absolutely do that. So top 5 games of all time. Simon, are you still in here? Gosh, there's so many people talking. I'm going to try to catch up here. Top 5 games of all time. I tried to, I kind of went over those a little bit earlier. Let me just throw them out there. Kind of some ones that I really, really enjoy. I won't say top 5, but Dominant Species is one of my favorites. Eclipse, Blood Rage, Nemesis, Concordia, Black Rose Wars Rebirth, Endeavor, Clans of Caledonia, Crusaders They Will Be Done. I know that's a lot more than 5, but those are, as they say, those are kind of my desert island games, I guess. I never get tired of those. Dominant Species is actually one of the games that really influenced Cysmic as well. And along with Eclipse, and Kemet, I forget. Kemet is an amazing game. Kemet and Eclipse were 2 games that very much heavily influenced Cysmic, along with Dominant Species and Nemesis. So yeah, there's some of my favorite games of all time. New stretch goal: the fracture box will be made of dent-resistant carbon steel. I feel like I would be honestly better off if I did that. If I could afford the shipping and the weight, I would at least know that the game gets to you intact and I can never worry about needing to replace them. Someone $38 away, someone over a wash. Oh my God, we've already hit it. It's crazy. Blank faction card layout on BGG would be awesome. Of course, Shane, of course I will. I mean, why wouldn't I? This costs me nothing, but a few minutes of my time. I mean, why would I don't know why more particularly independent designers, why are you not doing this? Why does it take somebody like me to just be like, here, stuff, gamers, like we're all in this together. Here, take my things, and go make your own stuff with it. I mean, it costs me nothing. I don't know why more people are not more supportive, um, anyway, Jason sip water as you stream. How about we sip some Dr. Pepper? By the way, I joked in the Discord that I don't drink. I know that makes me an extremely dull boy, but I really don't drink. I just drink too much soda, way too much actually. But so yes, let's talk about that. Okay, next. Yes, Mike, 3 all ins. Yes, I think that might be better than the washes. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't. The washes, I have to recalculate depending on how many washes have been done. I know you've already told them, but on that topic earlier about whether washes are more advantageous than the all ins, I don't know. LX about metal relic tokens. Will they be brass or other metal mixture to have them bronze-ish gold colored so they match with the relic cards? They will be a zinc alloy, from what I'm told by the manufacturer. They're very expensive. Ugh. By the way, I'm just gonna. I mean, you guys know me for transparency. You're the first quote, by the way, that I got for metal relic tokens. By the way, there's only 30 in a box. Doesn't matter what edition of Seismic you get. There's only 30 relic tokens in a box. The first quote I got was $15 per unit, and a unit again is a game copy. $15 per unit for the relic tokens, and I was like, what? And I mean, I already had the stretch goal written out. I had the graphics made. It was going to be my $210,000 stretch goal. And I mean, I literally was like ready to hit publish. And I was thinking, oh, it's going to come back at, a couple of bucks. And I mean, a couple of bucks per copy at this point, that's a lot of money. But I'm like, a couple of bucks per copy, we can do that. Holy cow. I was like, yeah, no. And I told my manufacturer, there's gotta be some mistake. I have tons of games that have metal tokens and stuff beyond just coins. And there's no way they're adding these things to a game copy for like $15 a copy. I mean, it's ludicrous. So anyway, we went back and forth. I talked to various other manufacturers as well. I finally got a quote that was what I would call like doable. It's still a little higher than I would like, and I'm going to try to refine that a bit. Right now, it's going to cost me $2.90 per copy for 30 metal relic tokens in the game. I am hoping that they have that bronze look, but if for some reason they don't, I will actually update the cards to match what the token actually looks like. So, Alex, I hope that answers your question. I was actually hoping they'd be kind of like out of like a weird bronzish or copper or something like that. But no, it's going to be like a zinc alloy. I don't know for sure if they can make it the color of the relics that it currently exists. So we'll see. Again, first time for me on a lot of this stuff too. Siboney. Okay, that's thanks. Sorry, I know I'm a little late now, but Siboney, got it. Oh, and yeah, PJ and Shanna and Dan, you guys are amazing. Yes, Dan, you're here. Everybody, I know you've been here for a while. Sorry. All of you guys are fantastic. I maybe later on I'll pull you guys into a Zoom, and I'll just share the Zoom over YouTube, and we can all be chit-chatting again. You guys, for anybody here who doesn't know them, they are the guys, the whole team from the Games Overboard crew. If you haven't checked out their podcast, they have a very good time over there. They have been kind enough now to have me 3 times. I don't know who wants to listen to me talk today, much less 3 times on a podcast, but we had an absolute blast together. It certainly goes off the rails. As you can tell, I don't need to be on a podcast. I can just sit here myself and talk for endless discussions forever. So, but my gosh, I have such a good time with them. I'm so glad you guys are here. And again, I more than appreciate all the time we've spent together. It's been a blast. Yes, 250. God, we're still, I'm getting down to where we actually are being able to celebrate it. Siboney, you got the wash. And you pushed us over 250. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. If I understand you correctly, that's amazing. Start Start smashing the launch button. Yes. Boom. Yay. Yes. Push the button. This is unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. My phone is also blowing up. I don't, my wife is asking, I'm so sorry. My wife is asking if I want food. I don't even know. Yes, sure. I'm so sorry, guys. Because I'm going to be here all day, so I might as well tell her, yes, bring me. I don't know if anybody here knows the legend of Whataburger in Texas, but in Texas we eat Whataburger instead of just about any other fast food. So she might bring me some Whataburger if she hasn't already gone on to her day, because I have no idea what is going on. So, oh my gosh, so many people are. I have so many messages on my phone. I'm so sorry. This is my glasses, by the way. This is a stupid side note because I'm just going to be randomly talking about a lot of things. My glasses. I didn't used to wear glasses. In fact, I can tell you, there's a game called Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. I got LASIK done when I was in my 30s, and I'd never needed glasses. I was like, oh, I don't need glasses. It's crazy. Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea has mini American-sized cards with a font size on it of probably 4 point. Okay, and that is prescription drug label font size. I could not read it, and it was the very first time I remember sitting at a game table, playing a game, and I made a mistake because I was trying to read a card and I could not read the value of the combat symbol on the card. And I thought it said something, and literally, I think I thought it said something like 7, and everybody else at the table was like, "Jason, that says 3," and I'm like, "What? No!" And I'm like, I'm doing this trying to read the card, and I was just like, "What in the heck?" And I could not. I could not see. I literally could not see. I was just like, "Oh my god, I am not that old," and I'm just like, "Yes, apparently I am." So I went back to go talk to the people that I got LASIK done from, and they were like, "Yeah, your eyes, they just suck. You're just old." So for me to continue basically playing board games, I had to get glasses. So if you guys know, again, from some of my updates and some of the other things, I work at a robotics company. I'm an IT guy. I'm the director of all the tech at our company, and I'm a techie at home. Everything is voice activated at my house. I love tech. And so I bought techie glasses. These are Amazon Echo frames. And so I can talk to people on my phone and all this other stuff through my glasses. It's wacky, but they're prescription. So I went ahead and bought these. These were actually cheaper than going to the store and buying regular prescription glasses. The lenses were made at a local eyeglass center, but the glasses themselves, I love it. I don't have to use my phone. It just tells me things in my ear, and it's been telling me a lot of things in my ear while I've been talking to you guys. So side note, Echo frames, really neat stuff. Yes. So anyway, glasses. Anyway, yeah. By the way, the reason I remember is because Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. It was probably in 2019 or so when I realized, oh my God, I've got to get glasses because I can't read these cards anymore. And so I've been trying to make sure the text on my game is not ridiculously small. But apparently, I didn't do a very good job at that either because I can't play my own game anymore without my glasses. We are 4 hours away, 5 hours away, 5 hours away. Yes, 5 hours away, Gilberto. 5 hours to go. I don't think we're going to get to 270, my friend, but holy cow, I wouldn't have been able to guess we were ever going to get to 250. I mean, this is just, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Shane says, I think you should start coming up with expansion and update packs. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, let me make sure I make good on all the other things that we're going to do first. Yeah, Nathan, the mythic dig. It's so ridiculous. And again, I was a victim of the mythic stuff. I tell you, as a backer, I'm a victim of Peterson Games. I'm a victim of Mythic. There's one other Blacklist Games. I forget. I have lost money right there with you guys. I know we can kind of joke about it now, but man, during the time when these campaigns don't fulfill. Oof, boy, makes you so mad, doesn't it? Anyway, now we just need $490,000 to get to the next stretch goal. That stretch goal is real, by the way. If we ever got to $1 million, again, it's silly, but if we ever did get to $1 million, I wanted to make different sculpts for every single unit. How freaking awesome would that be to, like 6 different colony ships on the table, everybody be fighting over their favorite. It'd be so cool. Well, games like Cysmic aren't marketable. Well, you're right, Bruno. Games like Cysmic aren't marketable. Siboney, yes. Oh my gosh, you pushed us over the edge. That was so amazing. Siboney, you've only played once. Wait, Siboney, did you play it at a convention? Are you still here? You played this with me at Siboney. Are you here? You played this with me at FlingCon? Was it FlingCon or was it BGG? Are you still in here? Does anybody know if Siboney is still in here? Oh my gosh. I know that name. You played with me at, I think it was FlingCon, and then in New Braunfels, Texas. It's a very small convention. I think that was where you played it, and you and I chit-chatted, and you had a really good time with it. Oh my gosh. I just realized, if that is you, please tell me that is correct. I just realized when I was looking at your thumbnail and I thought about your name again. I think that was you. Holy cow, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Golly, that is nuts. It's so amazing the people that you meet at conventions and places where it just shows up. And I see these people at conventions that played the game once and they just come up to me and just start talking to me about the game. I love it. Oh, Mike, you just got in Black Rose Wars. Holy cow. Cyber Bruno, my primary group is very excited. Well, yeah, dude, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Black Rose Wars. Yes, Mike, I'm telling you, give it a shot. Shoot, write me an email, send me a Zoom link. I'll teach it to you. I love the game. I'll teach it to you over Zoom, so you don't have to read the rule book. It's super easy to play once you, again, it's kind of like Seismic. It's a big upfront teach, but once you know everything, and you don't need to, there's no rule book checking you need to do. It's that kind of game. Really, really good stuff. I'm happy for you that you got it. It's a great game. Airing Frayful, Seismic is a special kind of game. It's groundbreaking. I just got a shirt last week, by the way, that says, intend your puns, you cowards. I wear that shirt with pride. I love it. I love that comment. It's super fun. I'm really excited to play Seismic with my 3 boys in about 7 years when they're old enough. I'm guessing Illumination. Yes, I hope that you are still playing Seismic, and I hope that you can teach it to them and that they are enjoying it as well. I love it. Chris Yee did that. I don't know the reference, Cyber Bruno. Chris Yee did that. I don't know. Oh, maybe he may have made the same joke. Seismic is surprisingly brain burny. It goes by so fast because I'm thinking so much about the combos. Yes, Sploot, man, I'm with you. I feel the same way. I mean, as a designer, I think Seismic has just gone beyond anything I ever thought. It's so deep because as I kept adding layers and I kept making things, it wasn't adding stuff for the sake of it. I kept adding things to make sure that there was balances to everything. The whole relic system came about because I needed to make sure that people who lost units from fracture events could easily pick up relics and gain an advantage. And it's kind of like a catch-up mechanic. The whole relic thing is a catch-up mechanic. So it is very brain burning. There's a lot of decisions to be made. It's again, I think a lot of people on the outside looking in before they try Seismic, they look at it and they just go, Ameritrash, roll some dice. It's like Risk with sci-fi units. I'm like, no. I need you to try it. So Sploot had some Cyber Bruno says Sploot had some real genius moves. I need to, man, I wish we could have recorded some of these games. Cyber Bruno, did you record that game? I don't know if anybody got to. I really would love to hear about it. Tell me about it in a Discord later. High level stuff. Fantastic, Sploot. Okay, I want to hear about that. The guys PJ Shanna. Yes, ramble away. You have the time. Oh my gosh, you're right. Sploot says the discovery cards can make for some truly epic cards combined with your relics and faction powers. Sorry, epic turns. Yes, you're absolutely right. Trying to combo all that together is really part of the appeal. It's amazing. I love it. I was, PJ, you were 27 and you saw it as an option. I'm sure by the time I would have hit confirm, I would have received an error message. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, my gosh, it was, those things sold out so quickly. Nathan, I got to ask, where are all those prototypes ending up? Just in case us backers want to get together for an early real game. I am keeping a couple of the prototypes for myself only to be able to take to conventions for the rest of the year as the pledge manager is open. So I'll be bringing one. And this is a big shout out. If anybody is local to the Texas, Central Texas area-ish, Texas is like the size of a country. So if anybody wants to play Cysmic in person,